Welcome back to the Tool Crib. It has taken me a little while to get my hands on this particular Leatherman Charge Plus G10 Earth, but I finally was able to procure one. So this is a very popular multi-tool, and it's not hard to understand why, because the black oxide tools combined with the G10 black scales or earth scales make this a very, very appealing option for those who want to carry a little more higher class multi-tool, if you will. Now, like the rest of the G10 series, this multi-tool is going to come with the much sought after S30V main blade. And so this is one of the biggest attractors for this particular multi-tool. Now, because it comes in black oxide, you're going to get your black oxide accessories with this one as well. So you have the belt clip and the additional lanyard ring. And like all Charge models, Charge Plus models, you're going to get your bit sleeve that's going to have a 6-bit double-sided bit or 12 total bits that come with it. Now, this one came with a little bit different case than some of the others have come with. This is actually the larger case that the 4.5-inch series of tools, or the heavy duty tools that they sent along with this Leatherman Charge Plus G10 Earth. It's interesting because this one is basically the Surge case, but it's actually a little bit different, and I'm not sure when they started doing this, but I'll show you what's different about this particular case here in just a little while. For now, let's get into the G10 Earth. So the weight on this multi-tool is 7.97 ounces, or about 226 grams. Now, if you add on the pocket clip, which I assume that a lot of people will probably carry this particular multi-tool in that fashion, it comes up to 8.11 ounces, or 230 grams. So just a tick higher in the weight, but I assume that a lot of people will probably prefer to carry this particular multi-tool as a pocket carry. Now, there are going to be a contingent of some that do like to sheath carry still. Obviously, you have that option, and it also gives you the benefit of where you can add in or carry your bit kit with you a little bit more comfortably. But nonetheless, okay, so let's get into all of the tools that come with this multi-tool. So the standout feature to this one, first of all, that the black scales, the black G10 scales, are something to behold. I really like the black on black version of this tool. It's just very nice. It really is. And normally I don't really particularly care for black on black. A lot of times, most of the black on blacks are going to just be a full black oxide. But for some reason, this one, the G10 Earth and the Leatherman Charge Plus black version, with the black aluminum scales, those two are really appealing to me for some reason. Though I'm not a big black oxide fan, a black oxide frame and tool fan. I don't mind the black oxide tools. It's just, I don't know why. And I think they look nice. I think they look really nice. It's probably just not quite my style is what I'm getting at. So the distinguishing factor to this one, apart from the scales, is the fact that it comes with the S30V blade. Now, this is true of all of the G10 models, but this is the only one of those that comes with black oxide tools, which is what's going to be very appealing to a lot of different people, that it does come with the black oxide tools. Now, we'll just kind of breeze through here. Most everybody knows what's on the Wave and Charge Plus series. So on the opposite side, you have your saw blade that are all liner lock, by the way. On the opposite handle, you have your serrated blade. Now, what's unique about the Charge Plus that is not in any other multi-tool is that they integrate the cutting hook in here. I really wish that they would upgrade into the Leatherman Surge, give us a premium version of the Leatherman Surge where they could add in some of these, maybe not the G10 and all the stuff that they're doing with the Charge Plus models, but I definitely like that cutting hook. I also like the scraper kind of front end that they have on the Free series too, so I'd really be fine with either one of those. And then the final tool on here is your diamond file, actually combination file. So you get your diamond file, edge file, combination crosscut wood metal file. So it's actually a very nice file. It's one of the more aggressive ones on Leatherman tools. I think the Rebar Super Tool are probably a little bit more aggressive, but it does a fine job on the Wave and the Charge Plus series. So on the inside, we'll get it opened up here. Now, obviously, these are the Charge Plus tools, so it's going to come with your premium hardwire and wire cutters. It's going to have your needle nose, regular pliers, the wire cutters that we mentioned, and then on the back, they started adding in the little crimper. So you do have a crimper that is underneath the pliers themselves. Pardon me. Then if you open it up, on your first side, now you can see it's all brand new, so I'm getting some of that black oxide on me. That's to be expected with black oxide tools. A lot of times, a lot of people, when they get a new one, they'll give it a real detailed clean to kind of get that initial black oxide, that oil coating off of there. I rather like to leave it on there and just let it wear in itself. So you have your combination tool, which includes the wire stripper. This is can opener, bottle opener, wire stripper. And then what most people like, I say most, I would say a large contingent of people really like the bit exchanger. So that's going to give you your number 1, number 2 Phillips combination, and then if you flip it around, you have your 3/16 flat driver as well. Now all those are locking tools, obviously, on the inside as well. And then we'll fan out these others here. And so on the other side, you get your 1/4-inch driver, and you can kind of see that it's nice and oiled up. So my hands might get a little dirty on this one. This is your 1/4-inch flat driver or light duty pry tool as well. They have the reversible micro driver, which comes with I believe that's a 0.0 micro Phillips. I could be mistaken about that. It might be a 0.0, but I'm pretty sure it's a 0.0. And then you have your little flat driver there as well. And then you also have the scissors, which fold out and give you a pretty decent pair of scissors. There's some scissors that are better in Leatherman tools, but the Leatherman Wave Charge platform does have a decent pair of scissors, especially for someone who doesn't necessarily use scissors all that often, but does like to carry them with them. So this is fast becoming one of my favorites. I don't know that it. Yeah, it probably is. Apart from the couple of really high-end specialty Leatherman charges that I have, I really think I like this one, the G10 version, better than the black oxide version, or excuse me, the black on black charge. In fact, let me pull that one in here. This is the black on black. This is the aluminum scale, so black oxide tools, black aluminum handles. This one, instead of a S30V blade, though, it's going to come with the 154 CM steel blade as opposed to that other one. Now, a couple of the other differences, obviously, you can see that they use different fasteners between the two. So this one has more of a rugged look. This is a little bit more streamlined, if you will. But the handles on the G10 are kind of one of those things that kind of separate it. Just the way they made these. They're really comfortable to hold, and you really get a very good grip with these pliers. Now, they do have a little bit of flex, too. That's one thing to consider for some of these G10 scales. They do have a little bit more movement to them, but they're very strong. They're very rugged. I don't see that they're going to break, and even if they did, they were warranted. Then something over like the aluminum or in other cases like titanium. But this, you can really get a nice grip on here. This is something that I really like about the G10. I kind of wish that they would try to implement some G10 into some other models. Of course, they don't make anything like they do the Charge Plus, but I'm still, until the day they make it, I'm going to advocate for a premium version of the Surge too. I really wish that they would do something like this with the Surge, because I know a lot of people would prefer to carry the larger multi-tool. But nonetheless, so this is the Leatherman Charge Plus G10 Earth, or as a lot of people call it, the G10 Black. It is a really beautiful multi-tool. And then I also forgot, I seem to always forget the ruler that's in here. That does have integrated stamp rulers for those that are curious. And then you have the hidden little lanyard loop that's underneath there as well. So if you wanted to, you don't necessarily need the secondary lanyard that they send. I don't even understand why they send that with the Wave and Charge platform, or the Surge for that matter. but the pocket clip is a nice touch to this one, and the fact that you get those extra bits. Now let's get into that sheath that comes with it, because I find it interesting the choice of sheath that they decided to send along with this. So I've brought in 3 different Leatherman sheaths. So actually 2 of these have the same part number, but they're not really the same. They've upgraded them or they've changed them. And I don't know if that's true across the line, if they're doing that with all the charged sheaths now. That's something I might have to get in touch with Leatherman about. So the very first one is actually one that came with my regular G10. And this will very easily hold the earth in there. You can see it got plenty of room. Now, the next one is actually the sheath that came with this multi-tool. And what's different about this one, actually, it's a little bit bigger, and I'm going to show you the difference here in just a second. So this one has a lot more room, and while it doesn't have the part number for the 4.5-inch models, this will actually hold the Leatherman Surge. So let me pull this out, and we'll bring in the Leatherman Surge. First of all, we're going to try it in the first case. You slip that in there, and you go to tighten it down. No matter how much you shove it down, you can see that you're well short of being able to fit the Leatherman Surge in there. So we'll set this one to the side. Now this again is the case that came with the G10 Black or G10 Earth, and you can see we'll set the Leatherman Surge in there, and it very comfortably fits in there. Now it's a little bit tight for the Leatherman Surge, because I misspoke earlier. I said that this was actually for the 4.5-inch. I think this is really more on size for the sheath size that they did for the Leatherman Free P2 and P4. So it's a little bit bigger, a little bit roomier than what the original Wave and Charge sheaths were. Now what's also different about this is they have, first of all, they have the 2 elastic pockets that you come to expect with these types of sheaths for the Charge series. Has the back pocket, which is normally reserved for slipping in your bit kit, but they also include now a front pocket, so you could actually carry in the front as well. Now it's a little tight when you get everything in there. If you're carrying, I guess what you could do, or what they're trying to allow you to do now, is to be able to carry both of your bit kits, one front, one back. It's a little tight to do that. I suppose you could, and the sheath will kind of stretch over time to really accommodate it really well. So this is might be the direction that they're trying to lean towards, and why they've changed this sheath. Now this is the original Surge sheath. Now you can see the Surge sheath does not have that front pocket, and if we set the Surge in here, you can see that it fits in there a little bit more comfortably even than this sheath. So I'm thinking that this one is the same size that they did in the Free series of tools, but it actually holds everything in there quite nicely. So you could set this in here. You could actually even slip your pocket clip in here, separate of the multi-tool, if you wanted to carry it, just to have it on you. That's an option that you could do for this as well as the side pockets to carry a couple of extra things. So there is a little bit of change to the sheath. Now, again, I don't know if this is going to be tool wide for the Charge series of tools, and for the Wave for that matter. They might have done something with the Wave sheath. Sometimes Leatherman will make little upgrades like that and won't really release anything about them. They just kind of do it. So if you have gotten a newer multi-tool lately, such as a Wave or any larger multi-tool, and you've noticed that front pocket, just let me know, because I haven't. This is the newest one that I've gotten from Leatherman, and it's been a little while since I purchased anything, because, well, I pretty much own most of them. So if they have been changing the sheaths along some of the other multi-tools, I would appreciate it if you would let me know. Now, people often ask me, what's the benefit to getting into the Charge series? Is it worth it? And for a lot of people, probably not. It really isn't, because this is more for someone who's really kind of grown into multi-tools, use them quite a bit, and maybe they want something that's just a little bit more classy, if you will. That's not necessarily always the case, but for most people, this one really doesn't have a whole lot of functionality over and above the Leatherman Wave, which is really $100 cheaper. This particular G10, because of the G10 Black, because it's kind of a, not necessarily a limited edition, but a special edition, is going to be a lot more expensive because it's sought after by people. So instead of getting your regular blade, you're going to get that S30V blade. Now, a couple of the other functions, obviously, there's that S30V. On the Charge series of tools, you get a little extra because you get the little cutting hook that comes integrated into this particular blade. Also, something with the Charge is that you get these extra washers on the outside, those phosphor bronze washers, and it really makes a big difference when you are comparing it against the Wave. The tools on here just open up just that much smoother. Now, the Wave works fine. Don't get me wrong. The Wave works incredibly well. There's nothing wrong with the Leatherman Wave. But the Leatherman Charge just has that just a touch more premium feel. Now, apart from that, you get the other accessories that instead of coming with the Wave, you'd have to buy them separately. So if you want a pocket clip or if you wanted extra bits to come along with it, then you're going to have to purchase those separately. And that's part of the reason why the Charge series of tools are a little bit more expensive, because they are offering you a little bit more. But when you get into these G10s and these more specialized versions, a lot of times you're just paying a premium for it, is what it basically boils down to. This one really, in all honesty, shouldn't be a lot more expensive than the regular Charge Plus. With the exception of the S30V blade, that'll definitely bring it up in value just a little bit. But when you start adding on, the G10 scales, then that blade, then the accessories, it starts to add up. Do I think it's $200 worth of value? Probably not. I would probably say that this one should be ranging in that 160 range. I can't see where G10 scales would be any more expensive to manufacture than the titanium scales. So, Leatherman's kind of sticking it to us a little bit with these G10s, but they're sought after and they are very nice to handle as well. Well, this has been a look at the Leatherman Charge Plus G10 Earth. It is a beautifully crafted multi-tool. It feels nice to hold this one, to actually use it. Just has a nice premium feel to it, and I think it's one of my favorites. I really do. My name is Ben. You've been watching the Texas Tool Crib. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next one.